You know what? I train with loads of gingers and they're always strong.
Don't stop flirting with me. You were a shit bouncer.
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay.
One punched me and it was one of the hardest punches I've ever taken in my life.
I do this more now because I know there's people that rely on me every night to take them away from what they're going through in the world, and that's why I stream.
As a fighter myself, and I've been in plenty crowds, and then someone's like, just push him off. I'd love to get him off, mate, but he's currently elbowing me in the face. I can't move.
No one is going to sit there and tell me I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve. Stop valuing the opinions of people you don't value. It's you versus you. That's all it will ever be.
Welcome to another episode of Tom Aspinall's The Inner Game. This podcast is all about champions in different jobs, talking about their story, mindset, mentality, all that good stuff. And I'm doing it with, he's that big. He's named the podcast after himself. It's Tom Aspinall.
Mate, you named the podcast. Let's not start putting the blame on here. This was your idea. But today, very exciting. We've got our mate on the podcast, the Ginge, Angry Ginge. Well done, mate. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
How are you getting on, mate?
Very good, thank you, mate. Busy, but yeah, very good.
Looking slim.
Don't stop flirting with me. I'm about, from the last time you saw me, I'd probably say 12 to 15 kg down. So
He's flying.
yeah, people are accusing me of going on a Zempic.
Men's health next, or?
It might be. I might be getting called up.
What's the secret then? What are you doing for that?
Do you know what it is? It's basically because of what I do, no time to cook. So I've always just ordered crap food, right? But then I thought, do you know what? Let's actually just cook something either as soon as I wake up or beforehand, or just choose the healthy option. Because like half the time when I go to London, I'll be, I'll get a bag of Haribo's, get these and all that. So I thought, no, I'll tell you what, I'll just get some pineapple instead. And it's just then little changes, and then actively working. Pretty much what Piers Morgan said ages ago: eat less, exercise more.
It's easy enough. Not a lot of people know how to do it though, you know.
No.
It's mad.
You've always said it. You're the logical brain of all of it. You're just like routine. That's it. Do you have like a key routine each day or not? Or is it
no? Because my weeks change every week. So it's like one day, 3 days of a week I might be in London, 2 days I might be in Manchester, whatever. So I can't have a routine, but it's just always choosing the smarter option. But at this minute in time, I'm very locked in. So what did I have last night? I did have a small tub of Pringles. But you got to treat yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you got to balance. You always have a cheat day.
100%, mate. You have to. I think it's hard when I'm good with a routine when I'm at home as well, but then I leave when I'm travelling and that. It's fucking hard, isn't it? Like,
it's very hard.
You push for time. You're busy. Like I'm always travelling for media and stuff, so I've got a full media day and I'm starving. I just want to eat something. So it's definitely. We said that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah. It's a tough balance for both of you as well, because it's just, I know being around it is pure chaos, but. Mate, we're going to get straight into it. It's all about your story and sort of understanding a bit more about you, but obviously you with Tom here, so he'll talk a bit about himself as well. Of course, the Manchester link, humble beginnings and all that sort of stuff. Just kind of paint a picture for people that don't know you, like how it all started and you know, growing up and stuff like that.
Growing up, I'll give you a few scenarios from my childhood to kind of sum up the estate I lived in. One day I was playing out in the garden and my mum says, no, running, come in. I'm obviously panicking, going on. And we go to the living room window, armed police walking up the estate because there's someone running around with a knife. That was one of them. Then I think we went through 3 shopkeepers. 2 of them got stabbed, 1 got shot. And then there was one time I was walking home from school because my school was on the estate I lived on. And then as you walked up on the left, there's like a roundabout. That all got cordoned off, crime scene, ambulance there, because someone had been sliced with a machete. So that was the sort of thing I was in and around all the time. But I wouldn't change it for the world because that's what made me who I am today. Do you know what I mean? And then I got older, moved in with my nana when I was about 17. Mum could never afford the rent, or the mortgage, sorry. So I said, you sell the house, move away. I'll move in with my nana. So mum sold, moved, but this was during COVID, so it was a bit like I didn't want to move in with my nana straight away because high risk, etc. Then eventually moved in with my nana over time, and then went to college. Then got a job part-time doing dinner lady. Then whilst I was a dinner lady, streaming took off and the kids at the school started seeing my clips, and I thought, well, if I'm effing and jeffing, it's probably not going to correlate very well, this. So then resigned. Well, I actually went to resign in November, but they were understaffed, so I stayed till December. And then January 2021 is when I went full time.
Before we get on to the shit jobs, because it's definitely a good conversation for both of you, I just want to go back to there, what you're saying about that sort of childhood and having to grow up. That sounds like you had to grow up pretty quickly. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, obviously mum being single mum as well. It was kind of like, there was me and my sister early days. My sister would look after me and stuff like that. And then obviously she was a teenager, so she'd also want to go out, but mum was also at work. So I'd probably say by around 14, I was probably doing my own washing, cooking, and I kind of had to grow up quick, but also didn't mind it because it matures you as a person anyway. And a lot of people I meet now say you are quite mature for your age, because I'm 24. People, I don't know what normal 24-year-olds are meant to act like. I don't know. But yeah, I'd say I'm quite mature, and then had to help out whenever I could.
I'm interested in, like, how do you go from, like, say you've got this thing where you moved in with your nan, you become like a bit of a provider type thing. How do you go from like working at a school? You said you're a dinner lady.
Yeah,
I've never heard of someone like a man refer to themselves as dinner lady.
Dinner man,
I had dinner person, dinner man, didn't know where to go.
I was wondering if you were talking about yourself at first, or you said dinner lady. Like, what's going on? So you went from like being a dinner lady at school. How did you then switch and think, right, I'm going to provide for my family and be my own man from streaming?
It's one of those, like, when I was growing up in the early days, it was, and like you probably know, but everyone wants to be like the footballer. They want to do this, want to do this. But for me, when I got to around high school, I was a bit like, no, I want to be a streamer. I want to be a YouTuber, because I grew up watching the Sidemen, etc. I was like, do you know what? I'm going to make a go of it. And I remember like when I lived in Rossendale when I was about 8-9 years old, I'd put on like an American accent. I'd stand my phone up, point it at the TV, playing Call of Duty, and I'd do like little shitty tutorials. And then I just kept doing it. And then before I became a dinner man, I got a job in a warehouse because I wanted to take a gap year because I'd just finished college. And then I got this job in the warehouse and I was thinking, no, I can't do this. I think I generally lasted 3 weeks because it was just fucking in my head that much. So I went, okay, I stayed there long enough to save up for a computer and the stuff, the minimum essentials that I needed. And then turned the computer on, gave it a go. And then at the start, it's very demotivating because like you're not streaming to anyone. You've got no one to bounce off the chat. There's no one there. So it's just you, the screen, and no one else for 6 hours or however long you stream. So then I gave it up in October 2020 and I thought, nah, I'll just go back to college. So I did a uni course, then got the job as a dinner lady because then I could also have money incoming. And then March 2021, I kicked on again. I think it was March 2020, February 2021. I lost my granddad, and then I remember he said to me, we used to go Blackpool as a kid, and we used to always play Monopoly, and he used to always win. And I remember he was talking to, might have been Kimberly, shout out Kimberly, but they were just having a little laugh, and they went, he's going to be a businessman one day. She could always win a Monopoly, and I was like, fuck it, do you know what? I'll give it another go. Gave it another go, and then TikTok helped, and then I took off.
But a businessman's quite broad, so what made you go back to streaming that, like, almost something that you'd almost probably in your head, you're thinking, I failed at that, I can't really do it, and then you've gone back to it. It's clearly that it was a passion always.
Yeah, it was a passion, it was something I wanted to do, and I thought, there's so many people that'll just give up first time, and then it's like, if you quit, you're happy, aren't you? Because you know what I mean, you gave it a go. You can always say you gave it a go, but I didn't feel as though I gave it a proper go. And I knew there was still avenues I hadn't tried or gone down. So then that's why I started TikTok, etc. And I thought, if I'm going to be trying to make it out of where I am at the minute, this is one thing that's 100% going to be able to happen.
Sounds a bit like you though, mate. Obviously, how many times have you retired and quit from MMA?
Oh, I must have retired from MMA at least 10 times. I reckon we're in double figures, definitely, by the time I've retired. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit different because I had a pretty clear path on where I want to go with MMA. It's like, right, you got to win this amount of fights, then you might get picked up by the UFC. But I think like streaming and that's got to be tough. Like you say, you go at it, you get no one watching. Like to have that mental thing of going, right, fuck it, I'm just going to keep doing this, even if no one's watching. Like that, like where was your head at with that?
It is like a lot of people look at it, and obviously you get the classics that just go, oh, you play video games for a living. It isn't that simple. No, I mean, it's like firemen, people say, oh, you get cats out of trees. Obviously, it's not that simple. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot more to it than what people expect. But in the end of things, the thing that got me going is, like, with my mum, the amount of times I remember waking up for school and she'd already be out because she'd be doing a job she was an on-call carer, and then she worked at a care home, she worked with kids in care, and then she got a job at a wallpaper shop, and she weren't one of her passions, but she did it because she had to. And I was thinking, come on, I can stream for 4 or 5 hours a day, whether it's just me on my own or whatever. I can just give it my all and just see what happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But at least I can say I've proper give it a go now.
How many hours do you think you've actually committed to all of it?
What, from when I started to now? I wouldn't be able to tell you. I mean, I would if I was at home on my computer, I could work it out. But yeah, thousands upon thousands.
And I'm fascinated by it because obviously I genuinely see you as like a champion of streaming, especially in the UK. Do you feel like there was a USP, like a moment? Obviously, you've gone on the colour of your hair, being angry, shouting. Like to say, like obviously the demise of Man United a bit as well. Like, is there anything that's like sort of what was the sort of changing moment that you?
I'd say the USP is just there's a lot of people that do it that aren't themselves, and there's a lot of people that do it that put characters on or personas on. Whereas when you're streaming for 8 hours a day, if you're trying to put a character on, there's going to be moments where it slips. Whereas I've never put a character, I've just always been me. I've always took the piss. I've always took the piss out of myself and the fact I've got no dad. And people like that because I'm taking the piss out of that. My friends always take the mick out of each other. So it's just that sort of banter that people can relate to. Because like if I'm sat here like you had an H on and we slag each other's mums off, I know there's people watching this that will probably know mates that slag each other's mums off. 100%. So everyone can relate to it. Do you know what I mean?
What's your verdict then on people who are streaming, like HS Tiki Toki, see the fellow Ed Matthews?
Yep.
Like, what's your verdict on people like that who are just like walking about with a camera all day, showing off the cars and showing off the lifestyle and like preaching that to kids? What's your verdict on that?
Not my cup of tea, is what I will say. Whatever pays their bills, they can go and do. But from the way I look at it is, I'm never going to refer to myself as a role model, but I'll always give my advice in the things I know. For example, vaping, smoking, drinking, and all that stuff. I'd say you don't need to, right? Unless it's a special occasion, whatever. It's all right to have a drink, whatever. But yeah, for the people that promote all that bollocks online, I mean, there's a reason certain people do certain things and other people do other things. And
does it offend you when people put you guys in the same category? Does that happen? No.
I wouldn't say it offends me because, to be honest, I couldn't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
Good. Do you know what I mean? And as long as I know where I'm at and the opportunities that I'm getting, then I'm happy. I'm one of those that kind of, growing up when I first started, I always looked at numbers and stuff like that. And like, I can now sit here and go, I've fucking won the jungle. I've played in Soccer Aid at Old Trafford and I've played in Sidemen matches. I know that kid that grew up wanting to do what I do. I've done what I needed to do now. Yeah. I do this more now because I know there's people that rely on me every night to take them away from what they're going through in the world for that 6 to 8 hours. And that's why I stream. Like, so I wouldn't really compare myself.
I love that. That's amazing. Super powerful, yeah. And amazing, mate. You should be really proud of yourself. Give us one moment there where you've been like, wow, this is where, actually two moments. Give us one where you thought, I can do a career in this, but then also one where you're like, what's going on?
I think the moment where I thought I can do a career is when I started TikTok, my numbers jumped. And I'd say within a week, I went from averaging 5 people watching me to maybe 100. And like around them numbers, it's very tough to go full time. But I thought, well, I've obviously got something here because my numbers have jumped up. So let's just stick at it. And then also find other niches that aren't being done. And then I just kept going and going. And then unfortunately made it. And then the second time, I'd give you 2 because I think the biggest moment for me was the first Sidemen charity match. Having grown up watching them, all these other people here, I was kind of in awe when I was there. I was a bit shocked. Didn't know who to speak to. Couldn't string a conversation together with any of them. And then obviously Soccer Aid for me was just the top of the top.
So you're going on. So you're streaming on TikTok. Is that what you?
Twitch.
So you do that through your TikTok? Because I don't know how this shit works.
Yeah, no, I
have no idea.
No,
this
so
is exposing Tom to everything.
TikTok is good for publicity,
yeah,
right, and getting clips out there and stuff like that, which is your shorter version. So then Twitch is basically YouTube, but of like
that's like the streaming platform.
Streaming. Yeah. That's the top dog.
So you're doing like hours a day, like 6 hours a day. So people are logging on and they're just sticking with you the whole way through?
Well, it's like going off what I used to do. So I'd get home from school. Castro would go live, who I watched growing up. He'd be on from 4:30, maybe 4 p.m. England till 10 o'clock England.
Yeah.
So then, like, if I'm going out, obviously I'm going out, so I don't watch him. But then if I'm sat in playing, I'd have him just on my phone there
Right.
whilst watching him whilst I play and stuff like that.
So people must sit, like, when you meet people in the street, you've no idea who they are. They must feel like they're your mates
100%.
straight away.
100%, because obviously they've watched me for so long.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't get me wrong, I've had people come up to me and go, "Yes, Ginge, you fat bastard." But like,
Yeah, you're just like, fuck off,
but,
mate, who are you?
but it's like, it's one of those of, you never met them,
Yeah.
but you also understand that, because I was in their shoes 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I understand that if I've met Castro and I've gone and said one of his jokes, he's going to be like, "Oh, what the fuck, mate?" But then I also realise he obviously watches me and he thinks he knows me well enough to do that. And that's the relationship that I have with the people I meet and the fans and the viewers is, when I say in terms of interaction and support, I don't think there's any viewers or anything that can sort of correlate to the support I get. It's just mental.
You have the same though. You see, obviously, I'm sure you get criticism online, but you have the same where you have your criticism online. But when you meet everyone's in awe of you.
Yeah, I very, very rarely have like a bad fan interaction.
No,
Very rarely.
not at all.
But then you read the comments online, you're like, everybody in the world hates me.
Yeah, 100%.
What's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. I get it a bit where like I meet someone and they start talking MMA to me, but obviously I don't know them, so I don't know where their knowledge is at.
Yeah.
So I don't want to start going into the political breakdowns of how we get paid and stuff, but then they're talking about how much, like, you know what I mean? It's weird. Or like the state of the division, or this guy fighting that guy, and I'm like, I feel like saying, how much do you actually know before I like start giving you a good answer?
What about there's one, we did a live show and a fan came up and said, "Oh mate, it's so good chatting to you on Facebook," and he's like, "Oh no, it's him that does it," and I was like, he literally broke his heart.
Yeah, I know. I do feel bad about that, but I don't. As I've just shown my true colours, I don't know nothing about social media.
Yeah.
I go on Instagram.
Big TikTok.
I go on a bit of Instagram.
Instagram
that's
here
it.
and there.
I don't know do much else. No, mate, I've literally.
I knew he'd enjoy it.
So how many? I've got a fair following on TikTok, haven't I?
You're on it all the time, aren't you?
Hey, I've never been on TikTok in my life.
Never been on it at all.
Never been on it. Never been on it.
Wow.
Because you have to.
This is how we're never going to get 1 million followers.
No, it's not. It's not. If I was to go on your TikTok, I can't view it, can I? Because I've not got the app. So like, I would actually have to get
You
the app.
can't go on my TikTok if you've not got the app.
No, you can't. I can't look at your page, can I, without the app?
No. Can I look at your Instagram if I've not got Instagram?
Yeah, you can.
How?
On Google search.
You can. You can just Google search.
If you
it
go on
and click
Google search, then
You can't. You can't.
On my
Honestly,
TikTok.
You can.
Can you?
Just, yeah.
I've not tried for a while.
He's been exposed.
Yeah, maybe things have changed.
love
You
it.
never used to be able to, anyway.
Oh, whilst we're having a laugh, we need to get him on I'm a Celeb. What we think?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Do you reckon you'd be able to do it?
No, I don't. To be honest, we
reckon?
were chatting to H about it as well. You know what? I think the food thing,
Would it's a killer?
because I eat a lot. Like
What's your calorie intake a day?
about between 5,000 and 7,000 if I'm training. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm like training for a fight, now I'm not training for a fight, so probably 4-ish. But like the thing is, people always think that I eat massive meals. I don't eat massive meals. I just eat really regular. So I'll eat like 6 meals a day. I'll just go bang, 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 bang. Without that, mate, I think I really struggle, you know. Like, how often are you eating on there?
I was one of the weird ones. I chose to starve myself rather than eat. So
Jeez.
on average, if you were to eat the rice, beans and your meal at night, your whole intake for the day would probably be about 750 to 800 calories.
I would probably kill somebody.
Yeah.
You're waking up, so say you're waking up at, what time are you waking up? 7, 8, something like that.
6.
Right, you're waking up at
Sometimes
6.
5.
You're going to bed at 10, 11, whatever. What are your eating times there?
So when you wake up, you normally soak the beans,
Yeah.
and then you get the rice on. So for breakfast, you have rice, or we did anyway. And then around midday, or maybe 3, 2 o'clock, we'd have beans and rice. And then hopefully, depending on the trial,
Yeah.
we'd have the meal coming at night. If you knew no one had stars, we were fortunate. We kept getting stars throughout the whole thing, so we knew we were eating. But if no one gets stars, you've then got to save that midday rice and beans, and also have that at night. So if you don't win stars, your genuine calorie intake is probably about 350 calories a day.
I would probably, yeah.
What was your biggest struggle?
mentality.
Yeah.
Mentally, just so it was so tough. It was just more the fact of, you know, when you went out for it, you got to a point where you wanted to go out for the trial. And I think at any point when someone starts wishing to be covered in offal, spiders, cockroaches, and all that, there's obviously clearly something.
Why is that? You just want to change the scenery, mix it up?
Change your scenery, get out of camp, take your time, take your mind away from what's going on.
Not streaming, not being on your phone, all that stuff? Did you enjoy it? Or
No, I didn't struggle not going on my phone. I don't really care about that. But the thing that, obviously, when they come to then, do you want to do it? I took probably, I'd say, about a week to 2 weeks to kind of decide. I was like, it's going to be 5-6 weeks off streaming around Christmas. It's like, is it good vibes? I love streaming, obviously. But and then I sat there and I was thinking, do you know what? If you go and you don't want to do it, at least you can say you've given it a go. If I never went, I'm going to sit here and go, wonder what would have happened. I'd regret it. So, yeah, I'm glad I did it.
right, okay, if you're not doing that, so we got traitors.
I do traitors.
Yeah.
I do traitors.
You do straight. That's
do
also
traitors.
3 weeks. You get fed well down.
Yeah, but you can
SAS?
you're in there, aren't you? I probably would. I've got a few injuries that I think might hinder it.
Injuries,
It's already coming out.
Oh my god.
No, I probably would. I'd do it like that. Would suit me, wouldn't it? Like that's. I think for an athlete, it's a
You
low
get fed well.
It's a low hanging fruit, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
I feel sorry though for the other celebrity when they do that boxing match. They have to
Yeah.
do review.
Tony
seen
Bellew
one.
went on there, didn't he? Knock someone out.
Have you seen the recent one that they've done?
Was it with Conor Benn and someone?
Conor Benn was on it, and it's like
Troy Deeney, isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
Was
No,
it on
not.
it?
It might not have been that one. But I know they have to box each other. But then they've got another one where they like run around the corner, and there's a guy stood there in like all padded, like he's all padded out. He's got like helmet on and that, and basically you just have to twat him. Like you just like punch, like get him to the floor, and then they're like kicking him and that. But like some people proper struggle with it. Like,
Yeah.
They're like, oh, like crying after it. I'd be like, fucking, this is great.
Okay.
This is amazing. Like some women were like, oh no, it just brought back so many memories of me. I was just like, oh mate, that's do that with my eyes closed. But yeah, I'd probably do that. I'd do traitors.
Strictly, his dad
Strictly?
always won.
Would not do Strictly.
No.
Not a chance.
You break
Not
your
a
dad's
chance.
heart if you don't do that.
No chance. Is
Your dad a fan of Strictly?
He loves Strictly, my dad. What else?
We were saying your coordination though would be brilliant for sure.
I've got a good rhythm, you know.
Yeah, I can
I've got a
imagine.
decent rhythm.
What's next for you?
No idea. I'll be honest, I'm not dying to go and do other things. I just want to stream.
Would you do Strictly? Because it is massive, isn't it?
It's huge, Strictly. It's huge. I didn't know how big it was till my mate Joy Clark, he was on the last one. It's huge. But the thing with Strictly is, I'm looking at Jordan going, what the fuck are you wearing? And I know that'd be me if I was on Strictly. So probably not. But I'd love to do something like An Idiot Abroad.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'd love to do that.
You two,
Yeah.
that's his Carl Pilkington.
My ultimate podcast guest is Carl Pilkington, mate. We can't get him.
Can't get him. Have you reached out?
We've
He's in
reached out
hiding,
so
isn't he?
many times. Can't get him. I mean, we've got.
Have you put an offer on the table? Because that might bring him out.
Apparently, he's just like full on in hiding. He just won't do anything
Oh, really?
like in the public anymore. Yeah,
I'm not shocked. That sums up
I
Carl
absolutely
Pilkington.
love him. He's like my idea.
Brilliant.
Like on this podcast, we're lucky enough to have like so many amazing people who I didn't think we could get, but he would be my ultimate guy. But I don't know if it's possible. Mate,
Give it a couple of years.
I'll give it a couple.
Try and
of years.
get Ricky on, and then try and get his number off Ricky.
Yeah,
That's the plan.
that
Yeah.
would be a good one.
This episode is sponsored by Saley. I travel a lot with work, media, fighting, family, and when you land somewhere new, you got no Wi-Fi, you've got no internet, you've got no connection. You know how frustrating that can be. That's why Saley is so good, because when you land, it's an eSIM service with prepaid data that makes sure you don't get any nasty charges or sneaky expenses by the time you land home. It's easy because you download the app, choose a plan, and set it up within a few minutes. Then it activates automatically when you arrive at your destination. Simple. They've also got plans to suit any trip, whether you just need a bit of data or something more. There's 24/7 support if you need any help. Download Saley in the App Store or by scanning the QR code on screen. Use code INNERGAME at checkout to get 15% off your first purchase. The details in the podcast episode description box. Let's get back to the episode.
But mate, I'm genuinely surprised that you have just gone back to streaming. Is there nothing that you're going to go on and do more presenting shows? Because I saw there was a bit of that after.
Yeah, so I obviously presented an award at the Brits. I absolutely loved it.
That was
It was an
incredible.
unreal night. But like, I'd love to do some sort of presenting and stuff like that. And maybe in the future have my own show. But I'd want one that fit me. Like, I wouldn't want to do one that's not me. Like, I'd love a League of Their Own, Celebrity Juice, something like that sort of vibe where I can get these celebs on that are going to be in for a shock when I start taking the piss out of them. A bit like basically what Keith Lemon did.
Yeah.
That's the sort of vibe I'd go for. But yeah, I'm just happy to be more than anything home.
But also as a business though, surely streaming for you is better suited than doing presenting, right?
I don't know if I've not done presenting yet, but I can imagine it's one of those, isn't it? It's like a passion. If I want to present, I'd like to present. But streaming, I said the other night when I was on stream, I said I will stream till I'm in my 50s. There's no debate about that. Obviously, my hours will probably go down, but either if it's one a stream a week or something like that, I will just stream all my life.
I wanted to ask this to both of you when we were talking about it, me and Steve off air, is that about both your jobs that everyone thinks they can do it. How's that as a feeling? Like everyone thinks they can be an MMA fighter, everyone thinks they can be a streamer. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, not everyone can be an MMA fighter, and like not everyone can do it. Otherwise, people would just do it.
Yeah,
it's not that easy. Thing with fighting is like not every man, but a lot of men think they can fight, and they just can't. And I think the only people who think they can do it are people who've like never trained. Like I think that as soon as you start training, you realise and you start getting your ass kicked off a 50-kilo woman, and you're like, fucking hell, like, this is a lot harder than I thought. But I think it's mad for me, like as a fighter myself, and I've been in plenty crowds, and then someone's like, just like someone's on top of you, just push him off. It's like, mate, do you not think you'd fucking push him off if you want? Like, if he could, you not think you would get him off? Get him off. Like, well, yeah, I'd love to get him off, mate, but he's currently elbowing me in the face. I can't move. So yeah, there's a lot of, but I think that's just, it's weird, isn't it? Because people in the public eye, you get like instant feedback, don't you?
Yeah.
Like instantly you see the bad stuff straight away. Whereas people who do other stuff, like if you're in a film or whatever, like unless you're going to go out and read the reviews about it, you're not really going to get it as much. But someone who's like I fight with generally 20 to 30,000 people watching, and then I go and do a media with people, and it's like the feedback is instant. But I think you've obviously got the same with the streaming. You see it straight away, the feedback.
100%. But the thing is, I'm always open to it. Like if I've done a video and people are going, it depends how they word it. If they're going to come back and go, this video was fucking shit, right? Or you get the people that are nicer about it and go, this is a good idea, but we like it if you did this, or we like it or we prefer more of this. And then you can tweak it and then end up, everyone's hopefully happy. No matter what, you're going to get someone who's not happy.
Because you got a bit of backlash, didn't you, with the thing saying about London's a shithole when you said it at the Brits or whatever you said.
No, I actually didn't get any backlash. I actually haven't met one person who disagreed yet.
Just for the record, I agree.
Yeah. Pardon?
I agree, just for the record.
Thank you. Yeah, no, online, obviously, people didn't understand I was having a laugh or whatever, but that's not my target audience, the people that have probably reported to Ofcom I've swore on live TV. If they want to do that in their spare time, I hope they have a fucking great day. I couldn't care less, to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
It's I know you do like London.
I actually like London. It's grown. It has grown. It's grown on me. I prefer Manchester.
Goes down for a day, but
we went the other day, didn't we? A few days ago.
For what reason?
Usually like media related stuff, fight related.
Yes, you don't go there for choice. When was the last time you stood
actually,
and went, do you know what? I feel like going to London today.
That's actually a great question. In all honesty, I don't think I've ever been there.
There you go.
Choice. I've been to London, not hundreds of times, but dozens of times. The only reason I'll be there is either for media,
for work,
or to get my visa. That's literally it. So yeah, work related stuff. I've never woke up and thought, yeah, I'm going to go to London today.
Exactly.
Oh no, I have.
Oh, go on.
We went to Ali Pali. That wasn't work related.
For the darts?
For the darts.
You've been down as well.
Yeah, but you've not gone there and gone, I'm going to go have a look around London. You've gone there and gone, I want to go to the darts. Where's the darts? Oh, it's in London.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been just for like tourist purposes. No. Yeah, you might be right. So, but then, does anyone go, I want to go to Manchester for?
A lot of people. This is just going to come across heavily biased anyway, isn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely.
But I know a lot of people that go, I'm going to go to Manchester for a night out. Yeah. No one goes to London for a night out. Not that I've met.
Yeah. Same, actually. Yeah, fair point.
Manchester boys through and through.
Yeah,
100%.
One thing I wanted to ask when you were saying about growing up in that sort of environment in Salford, and something that we've seen on the podcast so far is obviously there's that mentality side with people that are driven and get to that point. Was there an aspect of anxiety within sort of growing up? Because you always talk about it as kind of being a bit of a superpower for you. Do you feel like that? Was there anything like that for you? Or it sounds like you had a lot of fuel to the fire growing up.
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't say I was ever anxious, because when you grow up around it, you kind of just, you're in it. Do you know what I mean? So like, I know straight away if my mates had come down and then I'd explained what had happened the night before, and then I went, oh, do you want to go to the shop? And this is 9 o'clock at night and it's pitch black. They're going to be anxious. But for me, it was just, this is where I live. It's my estate. Let's just nip to the shop. Do you know what I mean? So I was never anxious or anything like that. Just cracked on.
Was it just a self-confidence then, do you feel like you always had, or?
Not even that. It was just more the fact of also live your life of, if you're, it's law of attraction. If you're a dick, you're going to attract dicks. So you're probably going to get started on. If you just go along your day and ignore whatever's going on, you're probably going to be fine.
Do you feel that at all sometimes?
Gingers are generally braver than non-gingers, I'll just say.
Yeah.
You know what? I've trained with loads of gingers and they're always strong. I don't know what it makes.
He's being serious.
I swear to God, I'm not even taking the piss. I say it all the time.
He always says that.
We might have something in our blood.
Honestly, they're strong. I don't know what it is. But actually, when you were talking about the knife stuff before, my school was the first school in the Northwest where you had to walk through a detector when you got in.
What was the school?
It's closed now. It was Hesketh Fletcher in Atherton. It was in year 11. People started bringing knives to school and that, so you had to like walk through a metal detector in year 11. Yeah,
Jesus,
it was bad.
This is going to set Tom's parents off.
Yeah,
he lives in a lovely place in Atherton, and he makes out that
it's the truth.
This
That's
could
the truth.
Making out that he's now and stuff.
It's the absolute truth. We did it in year 11 because someone brought a knife in school.
That's mental.
Yeah, it's
people.
not.
Year 11, people took spice in my school. There's no weapons that I was aware of, but yeah, spice was one of them.
Were you before the spice time? I think I was like an adult when people started taking spice.
I'm not going to lie, I went to Sale Grammar and grew up in
No, but but when they went through a bit of a like epidemic, didn't they, when people were like taking spice and that?
Yeah,
I think I was an adult then though.
I think we were adults.
Yeah, I think I was about 18, 19 or something like that.
But yeah, it must have some effect on you though. I know we sort of like joking and laughing about it, but I don't know. It just feels like it's almost like you've had to almost always be on from like a young age.
Yeah, like always be switched on. So that probably that aspect of things of just constantly like, you can anticipate when something's going to happen. Like there was this one time when I was in year 9, I nearly got mugged, right? But I saw it coming. I couldn't do anything about it. Do you know what I mean? If they beat the shit out of me, they would have beat the shit out of me. But it's like you kind of anticipate it, you see it coming, and you kind of prepare yourself for that maybe 10 seconds, 30 seconds before. But ultimately, it's just part of your life.
One thing that we always ask our guests, mate, is that obviously you always get the classic question of, what would you say to a young Ginge? What would you say to a future Ginge? What are you saying to your
future Ginge?
What are you saying to your future self?
Hopefully he's still there. Touch wood. What would I say to myself in the future? How far into the future?
You decide.
Hiya, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's gone well. Don't know, to be honest. What would you say to your future selves? Oof. I've never thought about that in the future, because I just take every day as it comes. I don't plan anything or anything.
Just H was saying about like trying to enjoy those moments, slow down and stop, because I imagine for you right now, life must feel like it's...
Yeah, but I got asked this yesterday actually at the shoot I was on. I've not been on an actual holiday since 2018, and they go, "Oh, why?" I was like, "I've got stuff to do." So like hopefully when I'm in my 30s, I can then start to go on holidays, chill out, relax a little bit. But for now, it's just kick on.
Is it when you travel? Is it always work related?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would say similar to what H was saying. I feel like everything over the last 10 years has just been a massive blur. It's like my career kicked off. I had kids, bought a house, bought another house, moved house, there's loads of stuff gone on. And I'm just like, for my future self, I would just be like, just slow it down and try and enjoy it rather than, because you're always looking for the next thing, aren't you? Or I am anyway. I'm always like, right, what's next? What are we doing this? Just try and enjoy right now.
Yeah.
What do you do away from the chaos? Is there a moment where you sit there to yourself and have a bit of peace and quiet, or how do you deal with it?
No, I'll be honest, no. Like my days, from as soon as I wake up, I'll have something on. If I don't, I'll go to the gym for an hour. Then I'll go home, stream. Then as soon as I'm off stream, I'll be back home, bed, rinse and repeat. I never really, I'd take days off. If I ever have a day where I'm not streaming, it's because I've done something other, YouTube or some sort of brand deal, or shoot the same day. But yeah, I'd never say I can't remember the last time I've ever gone, do you know what, I'm just going to have nothing on today.
Do you not find that exhausting though?
It is, yeah, but I also feel as though I'm 24, I'm young. I'm, you know, if you'd have said I was doing this to myself 10 years ago, I'd fucking bite your hand off. So just because it is going well at the minute, touch wood, doesn't mean I can just start slacking. Like, there's a quote on TikTok: when you're at the top, work like you're at the bottom, and when you're at the bottom, just keep grafting. That's just constantly what I do, no matter what.
Love that. Do you still have imposter syndrome a bit, where you feel like you could go back to the factory and you could go back to being the dinner lady? Is there ever that in your mind when you just touch wood there?
This is like the thing. It's going to sound really weird, this. If I ever had to go back and be a dinner lady again, I wouldn't actually have a problem with it. Like, I genuinely wouldn't. Like, there's been times, last couple, before I went in the jungle and stuff like that, I was anticipating, like, cutting my hours down streaming and then going into my old college and then doing some coaching and becoming, like, a coaching teacher there. Just because, like, I'm not someone who sits here going, oh, I want all this, I want all that. I'm happy. I've done the things 14-year-old me would have wanted to do. So I'm chilled now. But obviously, I will never stop doing this because I know there's people out there that depend on it.
Is that what gives you like that sort of purpose inside?
100%. I remember this when I was having a shit day and it got to maybe 9 o'clock at night and then Pieface would go live and I'm fucking over the moon. He's live. I can watch him now till I go bed. And then I just take that sort of 3 hours there till I went to bed. Just takes my mind off the fact of whatever's just gone on. I'm now chilling. It's like watching TV. Do you know what I mean? You get that involved in this series, you forget what's going on because you're focused on this, and it just helps people.
Come on, mate, you've got to talk to us about being on the doors and tell them about that for when we talk about
being
jobs.
on the doors.
Yeah.
You're a bouncer?
Yeah, I was. I was the world's shittest bouncer, mate. I didn't do nothing.
You were a shit bouncer?
Yeah, I was all
right. Okay.
What do you want to know? Just
tell us all. Come on,
I have some mad.
He sells factory. Didn't
I have some mad. I used to do a few jobs. I used to be a cleaner. I used to work on the doors. I used to clean cars as well. Working on the doors was shit though. It's not a good job.
Why was it shit?
Because he got knocked out. That's why.
Fuck off! Someone in Everton saying they.
I nearly got knocked out of a woman, mate. A woman punched me, and it was one of the hardest punches I've ever taken in my life. Honestly, never. I've never had anything like it. My ears started ringing. Never had anything like it in my life. I'll tell you a mad story, right? So, they used to always put like the big lads on the front door because they like look the hardest.
Yep.
And so there was me and my mate who used to work. Like my mate was the head doorman. He used to bring me to the front with him, and they used to. So we used to close at 3, and we used to stop letting people in at 2.
Yeah.
So like obviously you could get people out easier. Yeah. And I don't even think you know this story though. And everyone used to come up and be like, "Oh, can I just go toilet? I don't want to drink. I just want to go toilet." And then we'd be like, "No." And because people would always go to the toilet and buy a drink, and you have to try and get them out. And this girl, she was like, "Oh, can I just go to the toilet?" It's like, "No, we stopped letting in." "Oh, please, I just really need the toilet." It's like, "No, we stopped letting in." She went, "Right, watch this." Pulled the dress up and had a shit in the street. It was fucking disgusting. Like literally right.
Shit on your doorstep.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It was like, well, we used to stand on the door and then there was like 2 steps and then it was the street. So like at the bottom of the steps, she just like had a dump right there. It was disgusting. Someone ended up slipping in it.
At that point, it was horrible. You'd retired from MMA and then thought, actually,
this was fucking horrible. Seen some mad stuff, mate, on the doors. Seen some absolutely mad stuff. Seen someone get their nose bit off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, seen somebody get stabbed. Seen somebody get knocked out and then go into a coma. It was mad. Yeah, seen some absolutely mad stuff. I had a knife pulled on me.
How did you react to that?
What, with a knife pulled on me? Fucking tried to get away from him quick.
Did you turn and run, or was it kind of like...
No. So there used to be this guy. So he used to work like Wigan. Like it used to be like this in Wigan, but it's not anymore. All the bars are closed now. But it used to be like a long street, and there was just like bars and clubs everywhere. Like COVID killed it off, so like now they don't have it. But there used to be a guy, and he was like a homeless guy or whatever, or I don't know if he was like a drug. He must have been on drugs. He used to just get a knife, like a big machete, walk up the street, just stand at the front of the door, just looking at you with a big machete like that. And like if you'd say something, obviously. And he just used to walk to every bar just with this big knife, or like used to come in like a metal pole and that sometimes. It was mad. One time we were there, and there was like a big group of people stood outside, and someone just launched a bottle, like a champagne bottle, and honestly it smashed next to my head and just went all in my ear and everything, all the glass. And I literally looked up to see who it was, and there was about 100 people. I just didn't even know who it was. Just like, fucking hell, it's mad.
In times like that, though, are you genuinely thinking, I can't wait to get back to training and just sort of, what's going...
Well, I had to pay...
It's a purpose, though, isn't it?
I had to, yeah, all I was doing that for, I used to get a tenner an hour and think it was amazing. All I was doing that for was to put fuel in my car to go to the gym. That's it. That's all I was doing it for. This was before, as soon as I had kids, I thought, I'm not doing it anymore because I don't want to die.
Yeah, fair enough.
But someone listening or watching this is probably going through maybe a similar journey at the moment that wants to do it. What's your advice to them?
Well, you got to keep the goal pretty strong, because like I didn't want to do it. I did not enjoy it at all. Don't get me wrong, I had some like really good times there as well. It wasn't like all, I'm obviously just talking about the shit times there. I had some really good times. I made some really good friends and stuff. But you got to keep like the goal pretty strong. You got to keep telling yourself about it. Like there was times when I'd get in, I'd have training at 9 the next day, and I'd get in at 5, and I'd been stood outside all night, mate. I was freezing, couldn't even sleep. I was too cold. I'd get in bed freezing at like 6, and then I'd be up for training in like 2 hours. Jeez. Absolutely freezing. And then, like if it was a football day, like if they play football in the bar, I'd train 9 till 11, go home, have some food, get changed, and then I'd be back in the bar for 1. Like I'd just do that just because the dream was to get in the UFC. It's tough, mate. It was tough. Mate, there's worse stuff out there. Like I'm not crying poverty or nothing.
Yeah.
It was tough, but it had to be done. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said,
did you feel like your environment as well helped the people around you?
To be honest, I'd probably say yeah, because one of the things that obviously we do now is, it comes back to that taking the piss out of each other. Like my friends that always took the piss out of me, obviously be getting called chippy tits, fatty and all that stuff, strengthened me up from year 7 all the way to year 11. So there's nothing that anyone can say to me now that would ever get under my skin or wind me up or anything. I've heard it all before. So my environment in terms of my friends taking the mick out of me helped me more than I can believe.
That's really interesting, because I as a everyday person, that I had a bit of bullying at school and stuff like that, but I found that almost knocked my confidence and self-confidence. But it sounds to you like it almost...
Yeah, no, when I remember year 11, so there was some year 11s and I was in year 8 or something, and they were calling me something, and then I was like, I'm getting a bit pissed off because obviously I don't know him, they're year 11 at the time, etc. And I remember one day, we were ironically, in the dinner line, and I looked at him and I just went, just pick on someone your own size. And then that day on, they didn't say anything else to me. So it was almost as if they didn't realise it was affecting me or whatever. And then when I've said that, they've gone, oh, actually, maybe we have. But apart from that, it's kind of fine.
Right, we have our first car prize this week with That Prize Guy, and this is exciting. You can win a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon or 150 grand.
Tom, what would you pick?
I might have to get a G-Wagon, you know. I might get a cheeky G-Wagon.
Always wanted one.
I do want a cheeky... I've heard they're a bit chavvy, but I love them.
What do you love about them?
They're just high up, aren't they, and sound nice.
Just a bit of power.
They just sound nice. When you click the door, they sound like a tank, don't they? It's great.
I'll tell you what, mate, I'd be taking the 150 grand.
Would you?
Yeah, as soon as you take that car out, it's gone in value.
Yeah, true. You're right.
Each their own.
Mate, you look fresh. You'd look fresh in a G-Wagon, though, cruising about, window open, tunes on.
I think the word fresh in me just doesn't go.
Yeah, true.
We'll leave it at that. You shouldn't say true.
I would have the sunnies on, mate. I'd look proper cool. You can enter now by finding the QR code here or clicking the link in the episode. Visit thatprizeguy.co.uk for more while the tickets last. I get it now, like as a parent, my oldest kid's like coming up to 10 now, and they're getting to the age where like they call it roasting each other.
Roasted,
yeah. They're roasting each other now.
Yeah.
But at some points he's like, oh, such a buddy said this, and I'm like, that's too far. And then sometimes they've said something that's upsetting them. I'm like, oh, they're just roasting you. Like it's hard to gauge what's what.
No, so if you want me to help you here, in my opinion, if you agree to a roast, anything goes.
Yeah.
Literally, there is no line. However, they're not my kids, so you can decide whether.
I mean, they are getting to that age where
what's something they've come back and said, and you thought that's too far?
Well, one of my kids' teammates like roasted the coach at football.
Okay, nice.
And then I'm like, Well, the coach is actually like that. Like, I'm 40 years old. Like, you can't. You're not in a place where you can roast me.
Roast me, mate.
So I think there's got to be a lot, like when they start. Yeah, I know.
It's got to be a roast, but with an element of respect.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be roasting your coach.
It's weird, isn't it? Because it's all like on relationships, isn't it? Like, I would say stuff to some of my mates that I wouldn't even say to my worst enemy.
Yeah, 100%.
But I do it because it's my mate, and I know that he'd take it as a joke.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
So it's a fine line, isn't it?
My big question for you is: will you allow your oldest son to watch Ginge after this?
No, he watches Ginge anyway. He does watch it.
You have said before that you didn't allow it.
No, he watches. He's like my kid loves football, so anything like football YouTube
series
related,
and stuff like that. Yeah,
he likes that.
There's the swearing there.
Yeah, there's a few F-bombs knocking, but he knows.
As long as you don't repeat them, you're all right.
He's doing all right with that so far.
What, repeating them or not repeating?
Not repeating them.
Right, okay.
He's doing all right, so we'll keep him going on that. No, he's a smart lad. He's all right. He don't. Not that I've heard anyway.
What do you feel like? Obviously, you've learned from speaking with Ginge today, and we've had him in obviously before. Do you feel like it's interesting? Obviously, a bit of a new world for you with understanding Twitch and all that sort of stuff. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because it shows that still that same pattern, that determination to get to the top of.
It is a grind though, isn't it, what you're doing? Just like, people just think, oh, he's just playing games or he's just watching this and reacting to it. Like, if they'll, like, you're doing it at the grind of a full-time job, if not more. So like, you not just woke up and had loads of followers and a big thing. So I think
it's also, you've got to be entertaining for the time you're on. Like, if I was doing an 8-hour stream and for the first 2 hours off my head, buzzing, entertaining, and then the next 6 hours, I can't be arsed.
Yeah.
People are just going to click off. Like, you have to have the element of be entertaining for the whole time and come up with ideas that people are going to want to watch. And it'll be the same thing that you've gone through of when you start off, there's sacrifices you have to make. And it's whether I've seen so many people that have gone, I'd suggest you do this, but it means you can't go out that night. And they've gone, nah, I'm going to go out. And it's like, if you aren't willing to make that sacrifice of not going out, then what hope have you got here?
Definitely. I mean, I think don't matter what field it's in, whether it's like MMA fighting or streaming, any successful people have got like strong values, like similar values, haven't they? Like, if you got to be successful, you've got to put the time in and you've got to sacrifice no matter what.
But you both seem to have quite a good balance as well, because I'm thinking of, like, I don't know, the next streamer that wants to be like yourself that might find that mentally exhausting as well.
I'd say it's okay. Everyone struggles mentally, whether it's through whatever they're going through. There's obviously different criteria, whether it's anxiety when you click go live on camera, whether you end your stream and all of a sudden you're depressed because you've not got many people watching, or any other sort of mental health issues you go through. It's okay. And I'd also say a lot of people want to do what I do, but they're scared to do it because they're scared to care about what other people are going to say. They're scared to go to school the next morning and someone say, oh, you've only got 3 people watching you. And it's like, you have to get into a mindset of, who the fuck gives a shit? No one is going to sit there and tell me I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve. Because at the end of the day, in 10 years' time, when you're the biggest streamer in the UK, they're now looking at you going, fucking hell, I went to school with him. Do you know what I mean? And it's that sort of mentality of, once you get into that mindset of, stop valuing the opinions of people you don't value. You know what I mean? If they're going to take the piss at you from the start, then let them. And then it's up to you to prove them wrong. It's you versus you. And that's all it will ever be.
And that's, a great way to sort of wrap it up. We do one final question for you, Ginge, which is obviously the name of the show is The Inner Game. And it's when the pressure's at your highest. What's going on inside your mind?
I love it. I love the pressure, to be honest with you, because I feel as though pressure changes everything. You either rise to it or you crumble. And I wouldn't say every time I turn the camera on I've got pressure. Do you know what I mean? I've got some things I've got to make sure I don't cancel myself on that night. It's probably the only bit of pressure I've got. But like, for example, when I play in the charity matches and I've got that's the little bit of pressure. But again, you're just there to have fun and listen, if it fucks up, oh well, wake up tomorrow and laugh about it.
Love it. Anything else from you, mate?
I think I've said enough for today.
See, he's tired now and he's going on.
No. I think the girl having a shit story will end it all now.
Mate, before we go, is there, obviously, follow you on all the channels, all that good stuff. Anything else that you wanted to mention or anything that's coming?
No, I'm all good, mate. Yeah, no free promo here, don't worry.
With the Bob Boys as well.
Yeah, the Bob Boys has got a new house, so yeah, we're cracking on with that, and it's going well at the minute.
That's awesome. That's been another episode of The Inner Game. Angry Ginge, what a man. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Next time on The Inner Game, Tiny Temper.
Something that kind of motivates me and keeps me going is like the fear of failure. I know where I've come from. The idea of even going back there is the scariest thought. 2012, like the Olympics, bro. All I was thinking is concentrate. This is live. If you screw this up, the whole world is going to see. I think there was 1 billion people watching at the time. Jiu-jitsu has been something that has kind of like just consumed me. I almost love it as much as I love music.
If I go to a new gym with a new place of people I don't know what they like, there's Tom Aspinall, I'm going to fuck him up.
Yeah, of course,
you get
bro.
that?
Of course. At school, like, I was never like the first person to be picked. I'd always be the guy that was like second to last. I had to work a little bit harder than everyone else, and eventually I'm going to show and prove to myself and to them that I need to be here and I deserve to be here. Now, I'm just like, don't fail, don't make a fool of yourself, and just execute, fire, shoot. This is it. That's the target. Bang, go for it.